Now it is.
Now it's turned on. Good. That's a good start. Hello. There's not really many people here, but hello. Welcome to this cosplay panel. I just realised you're really far over. Do you want me to move? Are you in the middle? No?
I'm alright.
We're not very centre. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, this panel is entitled, I've actually forgotten, Characterization and Performance. That's what it's called. Really, it should have been on before the masquerade, but scheduling. So yeah, my name is Georgia. I'm Ridiculous Cosplay, and I really like silly performances, as you may have noticed from my choice of winners at the masquerade earlier. Anyone who does a little dance is like a winner for me. And this is Mark.
I'm Mark, and Mark
choking.
Mark choking. Mark Mordrick Cosplay. I came in from America, but I've been living here for a while, and really, really big in the cosplay circuit, so it's kind of really cool to be here. And
Okay.
yeah.
We both really think that performance is a really important part of cosplay, and it's something that really gets overlooked when people do it. People they spend a lot of time on their costume, which is obviously a large part of what we do, but they don't necessarily go on after that. They don't think as much as they could about how to present that cosplay in the best way. And really, if you've put that much effort into something, you might as well show it off in the best way possible. And obviously, if you're entering a competition, it's good. You need to be entertaining. So yeah, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, it kind of does make it stand out a lot more, than just kind of, especially in the masquerade situation, it's you get on and you just kind of pose, but if you get on and you just know and be that character so well, you have that energy, you just throw it out there, and, it does take a lot of courage, but it is really, really, it goes that extra step to really make people remember it later, and...
Exactly.
Yeah.
For me, I have a background in drama. I have studied acting for a long time. I've done some professional, semi-professional and amateur acting. So it kind of comes naturally to me to do something stupid and do some kind of skit, or previously recruit children into running away from me in masquerade, because why not? And it's something that I like. But other people don't so much like that and can get a bit frightened of the idea of doing something more than coming up on stage and standing there and then walking off, which is fine. But it does enhance your costume. I've forgotten where I was going with that point, but yeah. One thing I noticed, particularly with judging, is that you can tell when somebody has had not necessarily acting training, but acting experience, because it really makes their performance more interesting. You can see when someone is more comfortable on the stage. You can see when someone has put a lot of thought and effort into what they're saying and how they're presenting themselves. And it doesn't necessarily sort of compare to whether or not they win, but sometimes it does. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's not even that you need acting experience, but it's just kind of that you don't have to worry about knowing lines or being able to do, the things that you want to do, but even just having one little skill or one little talent, either you pick that skill or talent from things you already know how to do, and you just kind of perform it in this cosplay, or you find cosplays for skills you've always wanted to learn how to do.
And Mark has some very cool skills.
Yes, this amazing American accent that I'm putting on you right now.
Yeah. Method cosplay right there.
Right, even I had always studied fire dancing and spinning point, things like that, and I've been starting in cosplay that goes into that, so it's kind of cool to use that skill that I already have, and
it's going to be freaking badass.
I'm not going to be lighting anything on fire for a masquerade, though. That's very dangerous, and I wouldn't recommend it.
Honestly,
But I can use LED lights.
Yeah, exactly. And you can do it outside a con where you won't burn something down and get killed by showmasters. It'll be fine.
Yeah, that's definitely not what I'm going to do. On the beach?
Please don't burn things down in age of cosplay. One thing I wanted to talk about is the difference between a masquerade and a competition, and where kind of performance comes into that. Because in a sort of casual masquerade, as you might have noticed from the ones we have here, they're sort of semi-casual. You don't necessarily need to have a performance, but in a lot of the really big competitions, the ones they have at LSCC, the huge competition they just had at LFCC, all those sorts of ones, you kind of need to have a performance. It's pretty much a prerequisite of entering. You need music and you need to do something. You need to say some lines. You need to do a little movement. You need to have something other than just your costume, which is a very different kind of competition to a masquerade. And obviously, depending on the kind of competition you're involved in, it would depend on how much of a performance you want to put on. I've never done one of those big scary ones. Like, I would love to, but I have never actually had a costume to do that with.
I've never done them either, though.
Scary, very scary. But I would like to. Like, it would be really fun. It's just getting a high-level costume and a high-level performance together is a fun experience. You can't just make children run away from you and those sorts of things. You have to actually put some thought into it.
And it's not even... Oh my gosh, it's not even just masquerades, it's even just for photo shoots or just posing for pictures with other people. To know that character that well and how they hold themselves, kind of.
Yeah, we have some examples of that, do we not?
Yes, we do.
I'm going to put my tablet down. So, we wanted to go into sort of 3 areas of how to not even perform your character, but how to properly show your character. And the first one is your stance is a really important one, and I'm going to demonstrate that with the cosplay I'm currently wearing. Because Alma Coin from The Hunger Games is the sternest, most upright, kind of horrible person. And so every photo I take, I'm like this all the time. I'm so stiff, and I do nothing, I don't lounge about or anything. Possibly the opposite of that. Just,
Mr. Head Game Maker.
Yeah, exactly.
I own this.
The other areas are how you talk and I've already forgotten. What was the other one? I don't know. Walk, that was it. Talking, walking, standing. The 3 things you need in cosplay. We thought it'd be fun to get some volunteers at this point.
Who would...
Yeah, does anyone have a cosplay
I'm
that
seeing
you're
a
wearing?
volunteer against their will right here.
Oh yeah. So we want some cosplays that you think require a very specific kind of, Prince Hans, would you like to join us? Show us your Prince Hans walk. Look at the cockiness. Look at it. It's beautiful. Lovely. Yeah, see? This is what I'm talking about. There we are. We know what we're doing here. Yeah.
It's like not even speaking, you just know
they
with how
have
they
that
carry
character.
themselves that they are that character.
Do we have another unwilling volunteer? A princess for Prince Hans.
Queen.
Show us a bit of Marjorie then. Here we have Marjorie Tyrell from Game of Thrones, if anyone is not aware. Yes, it's similar to Coin. Marjorie and Coin go to the same school of posture, I think. It's like, I'm more important than you. That's that posture, definitely. And I have one for cosplay that I'm not wearing, but my Bellatrix Estrange walk is my favourite thing ever, because it's basically like the Captain Jack Sparrow walk, but without rum and with magic. It's amazing being able to walk around a con like that. It's just the best thing. Who doesn't love to saunter with the wand? It's amazing. Anyone else want to come and do a silly walk or a stance or something? Anybody? There was a hand over there. Don't hide from me now. You already put your hand up. You can't hide after putting your hand up. Come on. There we are. If you can actually reach us, obviously. Try not to squash anyone on your way out. Striking at someone, yeah,
Violence.
good. Yeah, I like that. That's mysterious.
For the red Pokemon known as Groudon, you comply with... There he is right there. You comply with his wishes, therefore you have him on your shoulder whispering in your ear how you're going to destroy your enemies today. So actually your stance can vary depending on his will, I find. I'm not out of the asylum just yet, I'm afraid. I'm on probation, so please keep me good.
Thanks for that. Great. It's something you can really think about quite a lot. You guys can sit down now. Unless you want to stand up there, you are allowed to go if you want to.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Give a round of applause for
that right here.
for the volunteers. Thank you for that. That was wonderful. One phrase I think I want to talk about is the phrase method cosplay, which is a slightly pretentious phrase that gets thrown about quite a lot, in which you kind of embody your character in all ways all the time. It's something that puts people off a little bit, especially if you have a not particularly nice character you're cosplaying. Someone who's, I don't know, drunk all the time or just, kills children.
Every character that I cosplay.
Yes,
generally
everyone.
disliked.
Mark only cosplays people who will make people hate him. Only.
I've gotten those comments a lot. People go, I really hate that character. And I'm like, thank you.
So yeah, the method cosplaying thing is it's interesting because you could very well argue that getting into your character can go way too far. Because obviously Mark's a horrible person, so
Yes.
he's absorbed Seneca Crane and Viserys Targaryen and all these dreadful people into his personality.
Yes.
That's definitely it.
I'm always up for like murder and setting people on each other.
Exactly, definitely. And I know some cosplayers can get on people's nerves a bit with that. If you have a very excitable cosplay, it can be difficult for some people to deal with, I think.
And then there's always like taking a little too far. So you get the Jack Sparrows that are drunk before they get to the con.
9 a.m. Jack Sparrow drunk outside.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't. Well, you can do that if you want.
I
wouldn't
find yourself
advise
in
it.
some hot water at some point. It's not recommended.
We actually were told. I actually have a picture of it in my pocket because he threw it at me on my way over here. A friend of ours, one of the other judges from the competition, oh god, he took his method cosplaying to really a next level. I wish I could show you this picture bigger than the tiny picture I have here. But he cosplays Renly Baratheon from Game of Thrones. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of him. And you're aware of Finn Jones, who plays Renly Baratheon's lover in Game of Thrones. Who is here today. And who Christian has made out with at a convention for a photo. Just went, excuse me, may I stick my tongue down your throat? And that was fine. That was fine.
Oh,
for
you
a
have
photo.
a picture, is that?
No, I don't know if you can see that. There we are. There it is. Feel free to gather round
Full
it.
story.
I was there. I know the full story. I was there when it happened. He was totally up for it. So yeah, you can definitely take these things quite far.
And has stalked him ever since.
Yeah, he does. He has a bit of a thing for Finn Jones, does he not, Christian?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure he can hear us from here.
Probably.
He's here. I hope he can hear me.
I hope he can hear us. Wait, Finn Jones or Christian? Oh dear.
Big video tunes.
Yeah, I know. We'll show it to him later. It's okay. He'll know that we talked about him for ages.
He told us.
I can take some questions. Does anyone have any questions about like the importance of? Oh yeah. I was actually going to say, like, separate from characterization. Mark reminded me that I've forgotten half my talk. It's really interesting to put into your cosplay little things that will make people who know your show, your game really well, make them go, oh my god. These little elements of your cosplay that not necessarily actually part of your cosplay, but you can use in your performance or you can use in your like everyday just being at your con. You can suddenly go, and also I have this. Like people who get, for example, Dark Mark tattoos, which I saw a very cool one earlier, for their Death Eater stuff, all these sorts of things. People do some really, really cool stuff for their cosplays. And maybe you could say that's part of the, like, going into method cosplay. But it doesn't need to be quite as permanent as, like, actual tattooing yourself, not necessarily. Well...
Which I did do.
Mark does actually have a tattoo for his cosplay. Let me just...
Yesterday's cosplay.
Yeah, everyone aware of Orphan Black?
Which somebody talked me into who's staring at me.
Yeah. So, yeah, like, characterization can go much further than just what you do when you're on stage. It's really interesting when you're interacting with people, you can do something that makes them go, oh my god. Oh, yeah. And,
yeah, I mean, it just really adds to that character when you really know exactly what the kind of scenes that they're
Get up,
into.
you need to be able to show that
I'm
off.
only half a button.
I'm done more. It's beautiful.
Hardcore shipper, you know.
So yeah, stuff like that. So now, Q&A, I guess. Does anyone have any questions about how important it is to do performing things? Anything like that? Anyone? You might not, but maybe about judging? I do judging and stuff. Anyone? Yeah?
What do you personally... To one judge to another. What kind of thing do you normally look out for when you're judging? What do you like to see when you're judging?
Okay, I don't know if anyone heard that, but that was what do I look for when I'm judging. In terms of performance, creativity is really cool. You don't necessarily need to just parrot something that happens in the film or whatever back to a judge. Something that's really interesting. I'm just giggling at yourself right now.
I was waiting for the perfect time today to do it, and we just kind of were like, let's do it right then and there.
Oh my god. Yeah, you don't necessarily... Thank you for making me lose my train of thought. I generally look for something that's really interesting, something that's really eye-catching, or something that's really funny. I love it when people just are goofy and like mental on stage. It makes me laugh a lot. Or like weird mashups. I love that sort of stuff. It's great fun. We had a couple of those today actually, like cool things. The Adventure Time girl, like standing. Oh, it was great.
That Marceline had so much good energy.
Yeah,
I was really excited.
That's her name. Yeah, energy is really important, I think, and that sort of thing. Like, even if you're not an amazing actor or a singer or a dancer or whatever, like, if you're just really excited, then that's great too. Obviously, it is also really cool if people can do the specific thing their character can do, like with the fire dancing. Or if you have like a Disney character and you can sing really well, that's really cool.
Or even commenting on today's Masquerade, we had Final Fantasy characters doing their actual moves from the game.
Yeah.
It just shows that, like, it makes people who are really big fans of those things get really excited.
Like
really
silly
cool.
t-shirts, a bit like that. Such a child.
I'm 5 years old. Okay.
So yeah, that's what I look for. Lots of stuff. Basically, as long as you do something interesting, like if you're interested in what you're doing, then I'm interested in what you're doing, and I'll be excited, and I'll be grinning to myself while I'm watching it. Anybody else? No? No one at all? You can ask us any question you like, if they're not even related to this, if you don't fancy... Oh, sorry. Hi. Okay, that question was, what's my favourite cosplay I've ever seen that stuck with me? I don't know. What's your favourite? Have you got a favourite? Anyone, I guess. Was it today specifically, or of all time? Of the scene? I don't know. This is a really hard
I always
question.
get really excited to see things that people haven't thought of before that I'm matching when I'm wearing that day. Like today, when we found, Effie, we found a Katniss, we got really excited. But I don't know of all time. I can't pick just
Oh
one.
man, there's so many. This is a really hard question. I have to think about this for a while now.
don't
Amuse
think I can
yourselves
answer it.
while we try and work out what we've seen. Oh my! Actually, no. I do have a favourite. I think my absolute favourite was an Umbridge cosplayer, like
Yeah.
Dolores Umbridge.
She found you.
It made me so happy. I was dressed as Bellatrix Lestrange as well, so it was just perfect.
Azkaban Bellatrix
It
Lestrange.
was just like wonderful villains together. She was great and really nice as well, amazingly. Just because it's a character that I love, and I really like under cosplayed cosplays. Like my baby sister actually cosplays the cardboard cutout from Men in Black that he shoots. Tiffany, the little girl with the books. And that makes people very excited.
That is that is
People
my
like
favorite
run
thing.
up to her like, oh, bless her. I love under cosplay things. Have you thought of one yet?
I was gonna say, Tiffany. Yeah,
Tiffany.
I haven't seen it in person, but I've seen the pictures.
Yeah.
What I always like to see is people who take one idea and mix it with another thing, or they make something really creative. Like I've seen, like armored Disney princesses, and I've seen like just things like that. It's like you take something you like and you just kind of make it your own. And I've always really liked people who do that.
That's really cool. Okay, anyone else?
Which is another thing. It's kind of like taking a skill and making it into a cosplay.
Yeah, definitely. And can lead to interesting performances. Definitely.
Are you going to be doing anything coming up that's performance-wise?
Probably. Maybe. I don't remember what I'm doing. So, yeah.
Never mind.
Oh no, we found video. We're doing the video thing.
Oh, the Hunger Games one?
Yeah, because obviously your performance skills can come in handy not just when you're on the stage, but a lot of people make cosplay music videos or like just cosplay videos, and we're doing a bunch of Hunger Games stuff at MCM, which is very exciting. Oh, no we're not, we only go to Showmasters conventions.
Get out now. Fuck off.
Yeah, now we'll be burnt at the stake.
Well, I can say that I do plan on doing a cosplay for the Brighton, which is now Brighton instead of London, where I'm doing Peter Pan, and from Once Upon a Time, he's got the pan pipes, so I'm going to actually learn how to make those and play those. for that cosplay. So that's one that, and not like probably not for a masquerade because I'm probably working, so I can't enter. But I'll just pretend to play it and see if people can hear it or not.
Entertain everyone while the judges are deciding, like.
I'll get some Lost Boys while I'm at it, and then they'll just follow me and do what I want.
Wow. Actual kidnapping.
That's
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Any other questions?
Any questions? Yeah. Oh, favourites this weekend.
You guys were pretty great, though.
You guys
We were very excited.
Is that what you wanted to say? You just were fishing for compliments, so is that what it was? My favourite cosplay from this weekend, it's probably... I don't know.
I'm seeing some Hunger Games in the back.
Oh yeah, more Hunger Games.
Makes me so happy.
Just the Hunger Games stuff, that's our favourite. No, my favourite has probably been... Actually, it probably was actually Effie.
Yes.
She was so good. I don't know how many people watched The Masquerade, but the winner of The Masquerade was Vanessa cosplaying Effie Trinket, and she was great. And her little performance was great, and it was so cute. And she had like 1 million butterflies glued to her. It was great. That was probably my favourite.
Yes.
Was it your favourite too?
I don't know, I did get kind of excited for cons coming up. I was like, because we had just been talking about villains, and I was like, I've always wanted to do a Disney villain, but I didn't know who, and that they're not well represented, because there's always princesses, but we need some, baddies up in here.
Bad guys with.
We're doing villains. Well, we all know we're doing villains. That's our
I'm
group.
just doing
What?
someone who turns down the hero. We're doing Esmeralda from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh,
Yes.
cool. Hunchback of Notre Dame cosplay, cool.
Right.
Okay, any
Right.
other questions? Because I don't really have anything else to say, so hopefully you guys can give me something to say.
Or comments?
No.
Are we terrible?
No?
Are we good?
Yeah. I don't know who had that. Do we have any advice for people who suck at sewing? That was that question. Well, you had a really cool performance, so there you are. You hide it with performance is a good tip. But really, the only way to get better at sewing is to practice, which is the lamest answer ever. But everyone makes 1 million dreadful things before they make something great. Everybody does. Like I have like a whole cupboard full of horrendous cosplays from when I first started, where I just threw things together and hope for the best. Not that I don't still do that. There's a lot of Velcro involved in what I'm currently wearing. So no matter how good it looks on the outside, it may well still be terrible sewing on the inside. Yeah, that would be my advice.
I actually end up, because I'm not very good at sewing, I just kind of learned on the fly. I just kind of do pick cosplays where I don't have to do as much. Like, I made the waistcoat, and then I just hemmed the trousers. So it was just kind of, and that was about it. But I do... Honestly, like, I learn everything from YouTube videos and asking other people who knows things, so that's one of the good things.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's good to surround yourself with, because if you don't think you're as good, get friends who are good, because then you can be like, how do I do this? Help me about everything. And then once you get better at stuff, you notice that other people start doing that to you, and that's really cool, because then you get to pass on skills.